Hi, this is Shannon. This is Cycle 1, Week 9, Tin Whistle. We are in Cycle 1 and we have been doing Tin Whistle for the last couple weeks in Fine Arts. So we start Tin Whistle Week 7 and go through Week 12. So this is my third video about this. So if you've missed the last two, go back and watch them if you want to. We study the tin whistle in all three cycles. So Cycle 1, Cycle 2, and Cycle 3, and do the same thing. So you can definitely apply any of the things I talk about in this video to Cycle 2 and Cycle 3 as well. If you are new to my channel, I am a homeschooling mom of 3 little ones, 5, 3, and 1. And we do classical homeschooling and love it. And I get to tutor the abecedarians, so the younger kids, 4 to 6-year-olds. So these ideas are with them in mind, but you can definitely adjust things if you have kids that are a little bit older. This week, we are going to focus on learning some of the notes. So first, before we get into that, we are going to review our tin whistle, the parts of the tin whistle, and sing our tin whistle song. So the kids don't need to bring their tin whistle out yet. The tin whistles can be either put away still, or if you made a little bed for them, you can have the kids rest the tin whistle on the bed. I mentioned this in my other videos, but I made different little bed templates with different designs you can use if you want for free, and let the kids decorate them if they want. So we're going to put our tin whistles on our bed right now, where the kids are. You're going to hold your tin whistle up as a tutor, and we're going to go over the parts of the tin whistle. So you can ask them what they remember, ask them what this is called, the fipple, the barrel, etc. And you guys can go over the tin whistle song that goes to the tune of the Muffin Man. So it goes like this. Do you know the tin whistle, the tin whistle, the tin whistle? Do you know the tin whistle? These are its parts. Barrel, fipple, mouthpiece, finger holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left hand on top. So we'll put our left hand on top. So that's the tin whistle song. Then you can hand out a little staff card. So I made these little cards that just have a little staff on them and have a blank for lines and spaces. I laminated these, and I'm going to have them write how many lines and spaces there are with a Sharpie. You could definitely not laminate them. Definitely don't need to. I just did because I want them to last a little bit. So we've got a staff. And I'm going to have them count how many spaces a staff has. So they notice, oh, a staff has 4. And I'm going to teach them this little song. I did not come up with this song. I don't know who did, but it's really cute and catchy. And it says, there is a staff that has 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on these spaces, we put the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's count them one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then what you can do to review dynamics a little bit, since we talked about dynamics last week, is you can say, okay, let's sing this song in piano. Do you guys remember what that means? Oh, there is a staff that has 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quiet. What about pianissimo? Really quiet. Or you could have them like volunteer to sing it and see if the kids can guess how they're singing it. So are you singing it forte or fortissimo? So have them sing it different ways to review the dynamics. I noticed I have this piece of tape on my hand. So I'm planning to bring tape in, and whenever we get to the actual playing the tin whistle part, putting tape on their left hand to remind them to put their left hand on top. So that's why I have that there. So we also will count how many lines a staff has, which are 5. And there's a line song too if you want to sing it. There is a staff that has 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on these lines we put the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's count them one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is staff. So then I'm going to show the kids this block diagram I made of the different notes. So these are made of mega blocks, and I just wrote on them with dry erase marker. But we've got whole note, 2 half notes, and 4 Quarter notes, I don't have eighth notes on this, but I'm going to talk about them. So I like this because you can see, if I break it apart, you can see that a whole note has 4 beats. So we hold a whole note for 4 beats. Ta. And then a half note is half of a whole note. So 2 halves make a whole. So we hold a half note for 2 beats. So ta, we have 2 of those that add up to 4 beats. And then we have quarter notes. There's 4 quarter notes. So we hold each quarter note for 1 beat. So we would go ta, 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 ta. And then for eighth notes, we would have 2 eighth notes for each quarter note. So T, 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 T. So 8 beats. So I like this visual. What I'll do is show them this and then give them each one. I have some that look like this, still have, 4 beats for a whole and half notes and then quarter notes. Just because of the different mega blocks I have, some made sense to be made like this and some like this. So I'm going to give each kid one and just let them play around with it a little bit, break them off, just kind of talk about what each represents as they're putting them back together. So I liked this visual. Then I'm going to give them this either to work on in our class if we have time or to take home, but it shows a whole note, half note, quarter note, and eighth note. And so I'll remind them, remember a whole note goes ta, we hold for 4 beats. A half note, we go ta for 2 beats. A quarter note, we just go ta. And then an eighth note, TT, because that's 8 beats in a measure. So I'm going to let them trace them and then draw a couple on their own. So again, I have a whole note here and then 2 for them to trace, and then they can practice drawing some on their own too. So you can either send this home with them or let them work on it for a minute. I will link below where you can download this for free if you want to use it. So that is what we're going to do during week 9. Again, I showed this last week, but I made this packet of just different worksheets and activities you can do related to the tin whistle, either, while tutoring or at home. And I wrote out my lesson plans for each week that I'm sharing. This is free. I'll link below in the description how you can download it. This definitely doesn't replace the foundations guide, so I would highly recommend going first to this. There's a section with the tin whistle, and you can read about each week. So this should be the first thing you do. And then if having some additional resources would be helpful, you can use this. See my description below for how to download it. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. We still have week 10, 11, and 12, and then we will be done with tin whistle after week 12.